So you're looking for the best theme team that you can build in Madden right now. That can be either because you're a fan of a team and want to build that whole team, or you just want the best theme team in the game because you want to have the best team in the game. And that I can completely understand. In this video, I'm going to be ranking my top 10 theme teams that I think that you guys should build right now. Every theme team is going to have different specific needs at each position. And I know you can make 40 to 20 theme teams where 40 cards would have one chem and then there's 20 cards within different team chem. Those are also great theme teams. If you want to do a hybrid theme team, you can also do that. Let's go ahead and kick off this list though. At number 10, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Honestly, this is a very, very strong theme team. You get Michael Vick at quarterback, which is arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the game. You also will get Cordell Stewart at running back. Probably a top 3 running back in the game too. You get Trent Scott at wide receiver, George Pickens, Hines Ward, good receivers. Eric Ebron at tight ends, really, really good. Your O-line is pretty solid other than your tackles. Moving over to the defense side of the ball, you have 2 good corners in Joey Porter and Rod Woodson. But then after that, you have Mike Hilton, which is a very, very bad drop-off. We have Mean Joe Green at defensive tackle, which is pretty solid. And then you only have Javon Hargrave at defensive tackle too, so not great. At safety, we have Ryan Clark, great. Minkah Fitzpatrick, great. Terrell Edmonds, great. Left and right end are not bad. You have Cameron Hayward. Linebackers are very, very solid. You do have 92 overall, TJ Watt. Overall, a solid theme team. I don't think they're the best theme team though. Let me know down in the comments how you feel about the Steelers being at the number 10 spot. I think they're a very solid team, but they are missing some key points like that third corner. At number 9, I have the Raiders. Now the Raiders I think are a very underrated theme team, and they're really just missing O linemen, and they would honestly be a top 5 team if they had better O linemen. Carson Palmer at quarterback is not horrible. They also have Gardner Minshew. They do have 94 overall Brock Bowers, which is a very, very strong point in this offense. Your running backs are not bad. You have Marcus Allen, 92 speed. You also have Josh Jacobs down here with 90 speed. Your wide receivers are Deshaun Jackson, Devontae Adams, and Michael Crabtree. Pretty expensive wide receivers, but they are obviously very, very good because they both... Deshaun Jackson has 95 speed, Crabtree has 93 speed, and even Adams has 92 speed. Brock Bowers is the best tight end in the game with 95 speed, 6'4", good stats all around, and he has very, very good abilities. The strong point of this team, though, is the defense, and I did some moving around so I could show you guys how good the defense can get. At corner, you have Lester Hayes, you have Rod Woodson, you have Randy Moss. You also have D'Angelo Hall. Safety, you have Palamau. You also have Ronnie Lott that you can put over at strong safety. At middle linebacker, if you wanted to, Ted Hendricks, very, very good user. You also have Khalil Mack at left outside, and then at right outside you have Vic Beasley. Your defensive tackles are Christian Wilkins, Gerald McCoy, 90 Warren Sapp. And then on the ends, your ends aren't even that bad. You have Charles Snowden and Max Crosby. Definitely could be better, but as an overall defense, this is a very, very elite team. Definitely a theme team that looks like it'd be fun to play with. Your O-line is definitely a problem, and they don't even have a full O-line. You're going to need to get a center and a left tackle backup that you need. I think the Raiders are good at the number 9 spot. At the number 8 spot, we have the Rams, who have a good quarterback in Baker Mayfield. They are missing a tight end. They do have Tavon Austin at running back, who's very, very solid other than his carrying. Your receivers are pretty good. You have Deshaun Jackson, you have Puka, you got Isaac Bruce. Your O-line's definitely solid. Your defense is good too. I mean, you have Night Train Lane, you got Jalen Ramsey, you got Aqib Talib. You got Ndamukong Suh, Kobe Turner, defensive tackle 2, Jack Youngblood, and then you even have Chris Long that you could put over at right end. Middle linebackers, you have Bobby Wagner, you have Ernest Jones. Your safeties are not bad because Jordan Fuller and Cameron Kitchens. Not really much to say about the Rams. The Rams are just one of those teams that they have a good, solid team, I guess. There's not really much to say here. Their corners are definitely a bright spot, and I think their whole defense is pretty good. At the number 7 spot, we have the Eagles. Now the Eagles are still a very, very good team. Their center's only an 80, their right guard's only an 83, and your tight end is still Dallas Goedert, who only has 86 speed, very, very old card. And actually second to that is Zach Ertz, who has 84 speed. So you don't really have a tight end. You do have Mark Sanchez or Vince Young, but you also have Michael Vick if you wanted to. Your running back is great. You have Swift right now, who's 94 speed. Then you also have Barkley if you want to run Barkley. Good fullbacks too if you wanted to run William Perry. He's got 95 speed, so he could literally be your running back. Yeah, Deshaun Jackson, you got Julio Jones. AJ Brown card's a little old, only 90 speed. And then this Johnny Wilson card, 92 speed, but you can't really get it anymore if you didn't get it back then. So not everyone's going to have this Johnny Wilson card. Defensively, they are very, very strong, though. You have the new Cooper DeJean card, Troy Vincent, Ndamukong Suh, Jalen Carter, Reggie White. You also have Javon Curse down here. I would throw him at right end. Terrell Edmonds up at safety, backed by Brian Dawkins, who's also a little bit old. If you wanted to throw him at free safety, you could, but CJ Gardner-Johnson might even be better still. You don't really have any great middle linebackers that are updated. Kirkland, 89 speed. And then your right outside linebacker, Devin White, not great. Left outside, Christian Ellis is decent because he's a ghost of mutt, 92 speed. Yep, pretty solid. I think this team has some great spots, and there's also just some weak spots in it. And that's why I think the Eagles fit the number 7 spot. At number 6, I have the Lions. The Lions definitely are a very, very solid team. They have the good O-line. You have Eric Ebron. You have TJ Hawkinson. You have Matthew Stafford. You got AP at running back or David Montgomery, who's probably better than AP because he has 94 speed and he's got better abilities, and he's also got a 96 break tackle. So David Montgomery, definitely one of the best running backs in the game. You also have Calvin Johnson, one of the best receivers in the game. 6'5", 95 speed, 97 jumping, 97 deep route running. You have Nate Burleson. You also have Khalif Raymond. And then if you needed another wide receiver, you have Amon-Ra St. Brown. Offense is very, very good. Defense gets even better. You have Carlton Davis, Night Train Lane. You also have Ndamukong Suh. You have DJ Reader. You have Dwight Freeney, or you have the Kyle from season 3. Zadarius Smith, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Kyle Van Noy, outside linebacker. I think this team is very, very strong, and that's why I put them right outside of the top 5. At number 5, though, we have the Dallas Cowboys, who literally have a very, very good O-line, almost 90s all around except right tackle. At wide receiver, they just got Deion Sanders and they have CeeDee Lamb, so 2 of the best wide receivers in the game. Amari Cooper, they're in there too. You have Alfred Morris at running back, Emmitt Smith, or the new Tavon Austin. At QB, you'd have to run Mark Sanchez or Randall Cunningham, but Mark Sanchez is very, very good too. If you needed a fullback, you have Dontari Poe. Tight end, Jason Witten. Defensive side, you have Mel Renfro, Deron Bland, Trayvon Diggs, Dontari Poe at defensive tackle, Micah Parsons, Dante Fowler. Xavier Woods at free safety is a very, very solid free safety, actually 92 speed with 0 AP abilities right now. Your linebackers could be a little bit better. I like this team though, just because of their offense. They have a very, very strong offense. Once they get another receiver card, I think they will be a lot better, which they're bound to get. They always get some good receiver cards. So you already have Dion, you already have CD. Just need one more, and they're going to get that pretty soon probably. At number 4, I have the Atlanta Falcons. Michael Vick at quarterback, Deion Sanders wide receiver, Devin Hester, Julio Jones, Darnell Mooney, Jonnu Smith at tight ends, who has 93 speed, Kyle Pitts at tight ends, who has 93 speed. Your O-line is very, very solid. You have Warwick Dunn at running back or Bijan Robinson. Going over to the defensive side of the ball, you have Prime Time, you got AJ Terrell, you have D'Angelo Hall, Dontari Poe at defensive tackle, Calais Campbell at ends. Free safety of Jesse Bates. Your strong safety definitely could be an upgrade. Only 87 Justin Simmons. Linebackers could also use some upgrades, but overall, the best part about this team is the offense. This offense probably is one of the strongest offenses in the game right now. There are 3 more teams left on this list that could have better offenses in my opinion, but this offense definitely carries this team, and that's why I put them at number 4. At number 3, I have the Commanders, and the Commanders literally have so many good wide receivers. It's hard who you'd want to pick at wide receiver. You have this new Dion, you have Trent Scott, you have Deshaun Jackson, you have Terry McLaurin, and you also have the Luke McCaffrey free card. You have Alfred Morris at running back, you have AP, and then you also have Sean Alexander. At QB, you have Mark Sanchez, you have Donovan McNabb if you wanted to. You definitely need a tight end. O-line only needs a new right guard. Defensively, you have Paul Krause at corner, Troy Vincent, D'Angelo Hall, Prime Time. Defensive tackle is very, very weak, but your ends are Bruce Smith, Montez Sweat, safety Jeremy Chin, Sean Taylor left outside linebacker, Bobby Wagner middle linebacker, Brian Orakpo right outside linebacker, and then Ryan Clark at free safety. Very, very strong team all around. I like this team a lot. I definitely think this offense is better than the Falcons offense just because they have Sean Alexander, and you have so many good wide receivers. You could literally pick any of these guys. If you don't want to get Deshaun Jackson, you could literally go for a cheaper option like Terry McLaurin, Deion Sanders, and then a free Luke McCaffrey. But if you have a lot of coins, then obviously you want all of these good cards. So up to you. One of the best offenses in the game. You have the best running back in the game. At number 2, I have the San Francisco 49ers. Now, wide receiver, you're stacked again. You have Ed McCaffrey. You have Deion Sanders. You have Crabtree. You had Alfred Morris. You also have this free Christian McCaffrey if you wanted to. Alfred Morris is definitely better, but the McCaffrey's also not bad. You have Sam Darnold at quarterback. Definitely could be a better card. And then you have Joe Montana. Quarterbacks, it's not the worst quarterback in the game. I don't think it's the best. Your O-line, though, is great. You have a great O-line. And then you also have George Kittle at tight ends, 92 speed. Defensively, the 49ers always have a good defense. You have Randy Moss, Rod Woodson, Ward. You have Richard Sherman over here, which you could put in. You have Prime Time all the way down there. DeForest Buckner at defensive tackle. Nick Bosa at left end. Jimmy Ward at strong safety. And then Malik Mustafa at free safety. You also have Ronnie Lott. You could also bring down, put him over at strong safety. Or you could put him in at sub linebacker or something like that. You have Ricky Jackson, a right outside linebacker, Fred Warner, middle linebacker. Very, very good defense. Very, very good theme team overall. I would definitely like to see this theme team on the field. And they're bound to get a better quarterback soon for their team. So they just got to wait, and they'll probably have one of the best theme teams in the game if they don't already have it, in my opinion. Moving on to number 1, though, we have the Baltimore Ravens. And now this is because they have Lamar Jackson. They have Cordell Stewart. They have Deshaun Jackson. They have Crabtree. They have Brandon Stokely. They have Devin Hester. They have Deion Sanders too. If you wanted to, you can put Derrick Henry down here. Power back. So you have Cordell Stewart. You have Derrick Henry. You have the new Todd Heap. You have Mark Andrews. Whole right side of your O-line is great. And then you could even move Kevin Zeitler over to left guard. Morgan Moses over to left tackle. Perfect O-line. Defensively, you have Ed Reed, Geno Stone, Kyle Hamilton, Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis, Patrick Queen, Kyle Van Noy, Adalius Thomas, who has edge threat for 2 AP. You could put him down at right ends. Then you have Calais Campbell, who's going to have 0 AP. Pilati, cornerback, good AP. Lamar Jackson, good AP. Rod Woodson, prime time again. Just literally, I think the best defense in the game right now is this theme team right here. It's a beautiful looking theme team. Now, is it going to get expensive? Yes. Defense for this theme team is only 7.5 mil. It's still a lot of coins, don't get me wrong, but pretty cheap. Offense, they have so many team diamonds that these are going to be really expensive. They also have that stocking stuff for Zay Flowers for wide receiver if you don't want to get one of these team diamonds, but I think this is the best theme team in the game. That's going to do it for today's video. Leave a comment on what theme team you are using right now if you're using a theme team, or let me know what team do you think is the best. What's wrong with my list? Any criticism is good criticism. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.